Hi, I'm Stephen Holder of the St. Petersburg Times here at One Buck Place with Rick Stroud here for the final day of mandatory minicamp. The off-season comes to a close today. We are looking at the progress that we've seen at wide receiver. That was one of the areas they really wanted to make some ground in this off-season, and they have so many young guys, but really coming out of this camp, they really won't have a hierarchy. They won't have necessarily a depth chart here, but that's okay, the coaches tell me. They basically wanted to kind of get these guys on the right page, learn the offense, understand what they're doing, and then they can sort of come up with a pecking order come training camp. And that's when we really start to see separation here, where we have contact and practice and things of that nature. So that's certainly one of the areas that was being scrutinized this offseason. But there's some other things that coming out of this camp, Rick, that they'll really have to look at and try to sort out as well.
Yeah, well, I think you have to start on the defense in some positions, particularly at safety. You have Sean Jones, who's a free agent from Philadelphia, and he's competing with Savvy Piscatelli. And really through the offseason, those guys have alternated with the first team. And I don't think there's really, a clear-cut decision yet. That'll play itself out going into training camp in the preseason, but I got to believe that Jones is here for a reason, because they're not pleased with Piscatelli's production last year, or lack of production. He's gotten better. Certainly competition will do that. And then on the defensive line, you have some young guys. Obviously they got to figure out who's going to play inside, maybe run out of the tunnel. All three of them will play with Roy Miller and of course Brian Price, and the big guy in the middle is Gerald McCoy. And then at defensive end, Kyle Moore, is he going to be a starter on that side? Who's going to be that other defensive end that they have to create some pressure on the outside? So defensively, some things we need to see, as well as the kicking game. You don't see that in the off-season in minicamp. So there's a lot to decide heading into training camp that we still haven't really resolved yet so far.
That's right. So we'll be back here in about 5 weeks for the start of training camp, if you can believe that.
Yay.
And things will certainly get interesting from that point. In the meantime, stay tuned to TampaBay.com for more updates on the Buccaneers.